punished for voicing their opinion. They've been either they've had repercussions for being insubordinate or not.
Hello, champions. You're tuned in to Hell Turn Inside, where WWE passion never stops. Subscribe now, and let's powerbomb through the latest updates. This is about trust, heartbreak, and the kind of personal devastation that hits harder than any finisher. At the center of it all stands Triple H, the cerebral assassin, the King of Kings, a man who has built a legendary career on dominance, strategy, and presence. But even for someone as decorated as him, nothing could have prepared him for a betrayal that wouldn't come from a rival in the ring, but from the person he loved the most. When love and loyalty collide with ambition and doubt, the result can be more explosive than any storyline twist, and that's exactly what made this moment so unforgettable. A power couple, standing tall. To understand why this betrayal hit so deeply, picture the world Triple H and Stephanie McMahon built together both on-screen and behind the scenes. They were the undisputed power couple of WWE, two forces united by ambition, creativity, and undeniable chemistry. Week after week, they stood side by side, creating moments that defined eras. Triple H had the championships, the credibility, and the respect of fans and performers alike. Stephanie stood beside him as not only a manager and partner, but as someone who amplified everything he represented. Their alliance wasn't just strategic, it was emotional. They were portrayed as inseparable, and to millions of viewers, they seemed unbreakable. The cracks behind the curtain. But in wrestling, like in life, stories rarely unfold without tension simmering beneath the surface. Weeks before the shocking betrayal, the writing hinted that something subtle was changing. Stephanie's reactions during promos shifted. Her body language revealed moments of frustration. Maybe she disagreed with the increasingly intense tactics Triple H was using. Maybe she felt overshadowed by his growing obsession with power and legacy. Or maybe she believed he was no longer listening to the voice that once guided them both. Whatever the reason, that tension was building, slowly tightening like a rope preparing to snap. And if anyone should have seen it coming, it was Triple H. But love, even the strongest kind, can make even the sharpest mind blind to the small details. A championship match, with unthinkable consequences. The night it all happened was supposed to be triumphant. Triple H stood on the cusp of one of the biggest championship opportunities of his career. The atmosphere was electric. Fans were ready. The stakes were enormous. And there, right where she had always been, stood Stephanie, by his side, ready to help him secure another monumental victory. The match itself was a showcase of everything that made Triple H who he was: intensity, calculated moves, and the heart of a warrior. Every moment felt bigger than life, and with Stephanie in his corner, he believed nothing could stop him. But as the match reached its peak, when victory seemed just within reach, everything changed in a single moment that shocked the entire arena. The betrayal no one expected. In the most crucial moment, the moment where spouses and partners are expected to lift each other higher, Stephanie did the opposite. Instead of helping Triple H secure the victory, she took actions that directly led to his downfall. The details vary in fan memory. Some recall her distracting him at the worst possible second. Others remember her passing his opponent, something that shifted the balance. But the specifics matter less than the impact. What hit hardest wasn't the physical act of betrayal. It was the emotional devastation behind it. Triple H didn't react like someone who just lost a match. He reacted like someone whose entire world had just collapsed around him. His expression told the story more powerfully than any promo ever could. Confusion, disbelief, heartbreak. His eyes didn't reflect anger. They reflected a man asking silently, "Why would you do this?" A moment that felt real. What made this storyline so compelling wasn't the theatrics. It was the authenticity behind the emotions. Fans watching at home felt the air shift when Stephanie stepped away from Triple H, leaving him exposed and vulnerable. For years, they had been a unified front, a dominant force. So when that unity shattered on live television, it felt like watching a real relationship unravel. This wasn't a typical heel turn or a routine twist. This felt deeply personal, as if viewers were witnessing a story drawn from real human experience rather than scripted fiction. That authenticity is what made the moment stick, even years later. The aftermath that cut even deeper. Triple H's reaction backstage and in interviews after the betrayal cemented this storyline as one of the most emotionally heavy arcs of his career. Known for his sharp wit, confidence, and psychological mastery, he suddenly seemed lost for words. His voice trembled in interviews. He spoke about trust, about the foundation he believed he had built with Stephanie, and about how painful it was to realize that everything he thought they stood for had crumbled in an instant. The physical wounds of wrestling heal quickly, but the emotional wounds from betrayal, those take longer, and in that moment, Triple H wasn't the King of Kings. He was simply a man trying to understand how his partner could break his trust so completely. The evolution of two powerful characters. The fallout from this betrayal shaped Triple H's character in profound ways. No longer the unstoppable, untouchable king, he became layered, hardened, but also more human. Fans connected with him on a deeper level because they saw vulnerability where there had once been only dominance. Stephanie's character evolved too. She transformed into someone willing to make difficult decisions, someone whose motivations could be interpreted as ambition, necessity, or self-preservation depending on how viewers saw the situation. It became one of the most interesting and complex transformations in WWE storytelling. Why this storyline still resonates wrestling is often dismissed as over-the-top entertainment. But moments like these are proof that at its best, it taps into universal human emotions: love, trust, ambition, disappointment, and the sting of heartbreak. The image of Triple H sitting alone in the ring, championship hopes crushed, heartbroken, and future uncertain, continues to be one of the most powerful visuals in WWE history. It told audiences that even the strongest heroes can fall, not from a punch, but from betrayal by someone they trust completely. It also reminded fans that wrestling is an art, one that mixes athleticism with storytelling to create raw, emotional, unforgettable moments. A story that still sparks debate. Even now, fans still debate whether Stephanie's decision was justified or whether it was the ultimate act of betrayal. Was she trying to protect something she believed in? Was she asserting independence from Triple H's growing hunger for power? Or was it simply a moment where ambition overshadowed love? The beauty of this storyline is that it invites interpretation. There's no single correct answer, only the emotions it stirred and the legacy it created. What do you think about this legendary moment? So now it's your turn. Do you think this was Stephanie's most shocking betrayal? Was Triple H blindsided, or should he have seen the signs? These are the questions that keep wrestling stories alive long after the matches end. If this breakdown brought back memories of one of WWE's most emotional turns, feel free to share your thoughts and reflections. After all, wrestling isn't just about the action in the ring. It's about the stories that connect with us, remind us of real human experiences, and sometimes even break our hearts.